Hello gamers and welcome to a kind of a special part, and this time for real. I know I've been saying that, in the past few sessions that, oh, this could be the start of, that kind of content in this game, but now we know for sure it is, because last time we basically reached the part that is all fine and dandy. But now, since we're now going to be resuming right after the opening plays, this is now full-on CL route featuring guidelines and all that stuff. So it's a bit scary, I'm not gonna lie, and there was probably a somewhat of a small disclaimer video before this part comes out, probably soon after that. If you're watching this, you're either watching this on the first 24 hours the video comes out when it's like fully publicly visible, or you're watching this later via the playlist of my Tsukihime Let's Play, in which case it is probably already unlisted for a good long while. We're gonna be trying to cover the seal route fully. This is now the start of the scary part, and obviously if one of these gets like taken down or whatever, then I have to stop uploading and I'll probably just play it by myself. But since I like doing it like this, I am gonna try at least, see if it works, and we'll go from there. Wish me luck, because I'm gonna need it. But honestly, I'm pretty optimistic. I doubt they care too much, because it's not like these videos are gonna get, millions of views anyway. So it will probably fly under the radar. So welcome, let's get going. We have some more CL to see today. Let's get it. Oh my. Oh, it's a wild railgun with 69. Wow.
From holiday to celebrate
what a nice
my
number.
late 69th month sub to my favorite Finnish streamer.
Wow.
Myst glove.
What a nice occasion. Thank you for the 69 months, railgun. Nice. Welcome back to the Go Gang. Also, welcome back from your holiday. I'm still alive. Yeah, so we were in a pickle because we went to like the basement floor of the mall or whatever, which was obviously Vlov's nesting grounds or whatever. He even himself appeared there, and then it looked like Shiki was about to get got, but no, he's fine, question mark. So we're going now, we're waking up maybe after everything's said and done, and we'll see what happens. Welcome to the CL route. I awaken to suffocating pressure and stifling heat. Everything around me is dark. Oh, no, we're still there, I think. Wherever this is, it's extremely cramped. I'm trapped on all fours like I'm in the middle of a push-up. I can't move my legs. My outstretched arms are locked in place. My back aches. Between my arms, from my chest to my crotch, I feel something warm and soft that sends a shiver up my spine. Okay. Oh my god, is that Noelle? Oh my god. Bruh.
Noelle-sensei!
I guess they both made it. Oh my. I hear Miss Noelle's voice from beneath me. She's close. Very close. Actually, wait, just Oh wow. Mm-hmm.
急いで結界張ったけど、一人分の隙間しか作れなかったから。こうして先生から、四季くんにくっついてないと、四季くんプチッと潰れちゃうわよ。それとも潰れたい？
At that, I finally pieced together what's happening. I guess they were about to get crushed, but she saved them. In the moments before the chamber came crashing down, I laid Miss Noelle down and flung myself on top of her. By all rights, that should have been the end of me. If I'm still alive, it can only be because...
Noelle-senseiが助けてくれたんですか？
もちろん、教会の代行者ですもの。これぐらいのピンチは3回もくぐり抜けてるわ。
She's audibly pleased with herself. An executor? That must mean her teacher persona is just a disguise. She only showed up at school 3 days ago. Is hunting Vlov the reason she came to this city in the first place? Probably. Or, something else that we also are familiar with from another route.
それは世を忍ぶ仮の姿ってやつ？
Alter
相手が
ego?
相手だけに街の生活に溶け込んでいた方が便利なの。
通りで先生全然教師らしくなかったし。
Yeah, I don't think she was doing a pretty good job at convincing she's like a proper teacher. Let's be real.
じゃあシエル先輩は。
あ
Clueless?
の子？あの子も本職は代行者よ。目的は吸血鬼の殲滅。この任務が終われば次の任務先に向かう。さすらいの転校生ってわけ。
I can't say I'm surprised, but each word still feels like a knife stabbed into my chest. Think back to earlier. It doesn't bother me to learn that I never really knew who CL was. I don't care that she's an executor, or that she lives in a world of vampire and the supernatural. In that moment, she was the same girl I've always known. The same girl who found me that rainy night on the brink of death and offered me her hand. No matter how remote the world she inhabits, my gratitude towards her will never change. But that only makes it worse. That girl's out to kill every last vampire on Earth. Once this mission is done, she'll pick it up and head straight on to the next. Even though I should have much bigger concerns, that's all I can think about right now.
四季君？どうしたの？酸欠？じゃあ先生の中の空気
Hey,
あげようか？
Bruh. The sound of my name brings me back to reality. This isn't the time to be getting distracted.
足りてます。大丈夫です。一人分の隙間ってことはここまだ土の中なんですか？
ええ、四季君が助けてくれたから先生も頑張ったというか、
Hey Martlin, how you doing?
持っていた安全策が自動的に発動したというか、どっちにしろ私のおかげだから感謝してね。この個人要塞安くないんだから。
The hell? Just got a YouTube email. What is this? What? Let me check this up. This could be a thing. What is this? Oh. What? Got a message about YouTube support about audio rights holders material in my recent uploads? What? Which uploads? Huh. Is this for my VOD channel or my main channel? I don't know. Interesting. Let me look at my main channel's dashboard if I see anything. What? Okay, I think it's the VOD channel because I don't see anything on my dashboard. Yeah, I think I know why. Okay, this is funny. I don't think this is anything too bad either, right? I don't think this is like a strike. Yeah, it's just like, oh, it's them like... It's like them notifying. Like some of my VODs on the free, VOD channel, that on the YouTube uploads, they have been flagged for like copyrighted audio because they had like AMQ or something else, you know, that have copyright music. Those are never really strikes. Those are just automated IDs. And I think now there was a few of them in the recent times that got auto flagged. So now they send me an email. It's like, hey, you should probably, you know, we have tools and whatnot if you want to dispute or remove audio or something. So I think it's that. I'll look into it later. I think it's anything super serious. At least it shouldn't be on my main channel because I don't see anything on my dashboard. So yeah, I think it's just notifying like, hey, this has been happening quite many times. Do you care? I'm like, I don't really care. But yeah, I'll look into it later. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't anything too serious. Kind of scary timing though when I'm streaming this. I like, there's no way, dude. There's no way. But I don't think it's anything. It's just a funny timing. Okay.
はい。理屈はわかりませんけど、ありがとうございます。また先生に助けられました。
そう？
Hey, yo.
ならこれは貸しね。後でちゃんと取り立てるから。
She doesn't seem quite sure what to do. Her body temperature rises a little. We're pressed together so closely that it's easy to tell.
それで何がどうなったかわかりますか？
何って、広場が崩れてみんな生き埋めになったんじゃない？死者は潰れただろうけど、使徒はあれぐらいじゃ死なないから、今頃は眠っているのかも。夜になれば元気になるんだし。
ブローブは死んでいない。じゃあ先輩は？
あの子？あの子はもっと頑丈よ。きっと私たちと同じように隙間を作って逃れてるわ。それより四季君、あの使徒の名前はブローブっていうの？
Caught?
あなたあいつを知ってた？
はい。昨日ホテルで奴と出会いました。
ああ、なるほどね。そうだったんだ。
Yeah, that's clearly what
なんであなたが
happened.
ここにいるのか不思議だったけど、あの使徒に捕まって地下に落とされたってわけ。
I mutter a non-committal response. It's a little hard to confess that I actually came here to kill him, given the current state of affairs.
ま、助かったんだからよしとしましょう。
Hey, Spicy.
予想外の結果に終わったけど命はあるんだし、あとはあの子に任せて、しばらくこのままね。
You're just used to hearing Shiro. Yeah, if you've only played Stay Night stuff on the Typhoon visual novel side, it might be a bit of a jump scare, I guess, but I'm kind of used to hearing others too since I played through Bahoyoru as well.
しばらくはこのまま。
大丈夫。日本のレスキューは優秀だもの。2日も我慢す
Couple
れば
of
見つけてもら
days,
えるでしょ。
yeah, okay, dude.
それともこの姿勢じゃ半日だって耐えられないかしら。
What does that mean? Miss Noel's fingers curl around the back of my neck. She's got a point, but that's not what I meant.
違います。ブローブのことです。先生は心配じゃないんですか？あの化け物は夜になったらまた外に出ていくんでしょう。
でしょうね。あれ27層なんでしょ？ならこんな土砂崩れで活動不能になる規模じゃないわ。日が沈めば地上は良くて阿鼻叫喚、悪くて一面氷漬けになるでしょうね。
なら
こんなことをしている暇はないって言いたいの？思い上がらないで。相手は27層。教会でも無視するしかない大物なの。
Do I know WN? What is that? What does that stand for?
あいつらはもう生き物ですらない。概念を武器にする魔物。現実を侵食する呪い。1万年かけて安定した人間の物理法則を混ぜ乱す。この世のバグみたいな奴ら。
No web novels? I know the medium, but I don't really do anything with them.
あなたにその名称を教えたやつも言ってなかった？ 27層とは一つの国である。国を倒すことは一個人にはできない。凡人は彼らが立ち去るのを隠れてやり過ごすことしかできないのだって。わかる？もともと私たちがどうこうできる相手じゃないし、どうしようかって考えるべき事柄でもないの。
でもあの時先輩は昼間のうちに倒すしかないって。
Don't know what will happen. Do you know when we'll next cast Story Banner drop? Like OG? No. I mean, she gets right up semi-regularly-ish, I guess. Yeah. Oh, you were gonna type that question, but then you like hit enter too early. I get it now.
だから、そういうことを言っちゃう人は彼らと同じぐらいあれってことよ。
You plan on playing all Nasu games? Maybe, actually, yeah. Probably. Eventually.
あの子は特別だから。きっちり対策をして装備を整えていたらいい勝負になってたんじゃない？さっきは
Well, maybe not the OG Tsukihime, because I'll just substitute with the remake stuff. Because I tried, I can't do the original, but maybe everything else is fine. I do remember Seal saying something along those lines. Does that mean that with the proper equipment she could beat that monster?
そういうわけなので、 私たち凡人はこうして助けを待っていればいいの。これだって立派な仕事よ。
OG Melty Blood? Is it super different from the new one? Oh yeah, Merlin Banner is today, true.
先生、首に唇当ててませんか？あ、上着のボタン外れてるんですけど。
そりゃあ外してるわよ。先生として四季君が怪我してないか見てあげなくちゃいけないよ。
Myst, hope you have a great day, my die.
Yo, Random, thanks for this 11 months. Hey, welcome back to the Go Gang. Yeah? Thank you. I hope you have a good day as well. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, today's Merlin buff, true. Spread 30 Israel. Perks? We really don't have the time to be playing around. There are far more pressing matters at hand, but I'm so close to Miss Noelle that her spell is making my head spin.
はい、メガネかけてあげる。四季君が気を失っている時にたっぷり眺めていたから、素顔は十分堪能したしね。
気を失ってた。俺、どのくらい寝てたんですか？
Do I know anything about this route, or am I going complete blind? I don't really know anything. I just have my info from playing the Arcade route before this, and I assume there's gonna be some overlap there, but besides that, I know nothing really.
3時間くらい？上はそろそろ夕暮れよ。
OG Melty Blood has the most concrete story, but it spoils Tsukihime. Well, maybe eventually, but I would probably wait until the remake is done for Tsukihime, if I would ever get to the original. Also, isn't there gonna be more Melty Blood anyway? So, isn't that gonna maybe adapt all the stuff that the OG had as well, that isn't in the first new one? Like, do we know? Maybe it's gonna do like all of that eventually or something?
だからもう何したって手遅れなの。諦めて、ここで助けを待ちなさい。
Tensing my arms, I strain against the debris weighing on my back. But of course, it's nowhere near enough to break free. I'm not even strong enough to escape a pile of rubble.
それでも私を責めないとか。ちゃんと物事の道理が分かってるのね。
Myst?
私。
Bro, she gets sussier by the second, bro. A breathy voice comes from below me. Her playful tone has become something more heated, more sincere.
先生。
ちょっとここじゃ物足りないけど、堕落してみる？
Bruh. I can't tell if she's joking or if she's serious. Just as I'm about to respond. Honestly, probably serious knowing her. Thank God I was interrupted though. The weight pressing against my back is suddenly lifted away. Hello. She's all business right now. Let's take a first thumbnail option there. The senpai lifting the rubble. There you go. Could be an option.
それとついでにどうでもいいですけど、遠野くんも。
Wow. Fair enough. Light pours down from above, and there, holding a several meter long stone slab aloft with one hand, is our savior Ciel. Yeah, she doesn't sound too happy. Nice face. This is incredibly awkward. Extenuating circumstances or no, Miss Noelle and I were caught fully entangled.
先輩、これは。
ノエル先生は教会支部に連絡を。都市制圧戦を申請しますが、通りますか？通るけど無意味じゃない？この区域に代行者のストックはないもの。許可は下りるけど、戦力増加は絶望的よ。やるなら私たちだけになるわ。そうですか。では報道規制、警察組織への牽制を申告してください。
Wow.
先生、
Kinda
それぐらいの
casual.
人脈はありますよね。はい任されました。こんな危ないところにいたくないし、ささっと手続きに行ってきます。じゃあね、四季くん。赤くなってかわいい。
Miss Doyle scurries away with a grin on her face, waving as she goes. She quite literally bounces up the mountain of rubble and out of sight. Ciel nonchalantly pats the dust from her school uniform. She hasn't said a word to me. She's the one who's out of place here. I think I have the right to ask her who and what she is. But I don't know what to say. Who are you? Are you hurt? What do we do now? Nothing happened between me and Ms. Noel. All sorts of things come to mind, but none of them leave my mouth. I look up to see that night has almost fallen. The sun is moments away from setting. Judging by the department stores surrounding us, this sunken area must have been the Central Park. Now it's a rubble-filled crater. Who would ever believe the nightmares that lurked below? Craning my neck, I could see that barricades have already been erected around the crater's rim. What I can't see is any onlookers, which seems strange for an incident of this scale. I would have expected a news helicopter or two at the very least, but there's nothing.
報道はありませんよ。これはあくまで事故です。地下に溜まったガス爆発ということで、
The classic.
避難も行われてい
I
ます。
love gas explosions, my beloved.
この後に起こることに関して準備ができているのは、私とこの周囲を封鎖した警察の人間、そしてあなただけです。
Let's take another thumbnail option. She's looking slightly judgmentally. Yeah, it's a staple in Nasu stuff for, you know, covering up abnormal stuff, Koga.
この崩落で
It's a lot
潰
in
れてしま
Stay
いま
Night
し
as
た。
well.
痕跡は発見されるでしょうが、なかったことにされるでしょうね。
それは先輩たちがそう仕向けるんですか？
いえ、あくまでこの国の警察の判断です。彼らもここに地下空洞があったことは調査するでしょう。ですがそれで終わりです。だって死体を集めて血を抜く怪物がいるなんて、それこそ意味がわからない。
True.
ここで何十人もの行方不明者の遺体らしきものが発見された。でおしまいです。
Right is the only response I can give. Realistically, I know what happened here is beyond the reach of the judicial system, but it's still hard to hear it spoken aloud. Those catacombs swallowed so many people. Now they'll remain buried in the dark forever, their deaths never to be explained or understood.
とりあえずお礼を言わなくちゃ。ありがとう先輩。先輩がいなかったら俺もそのうちの一人になってました。
はあ、まあ遠野くんが無事でよかったですけど。いえ、そういうことではな
That was a
く、
different tone. Interesting.
無駄話をしている場合ではありませんでした。率直に言います。一般人であるあなたにこれ以上関与されては迷惑です。賢明な判断による黙秘を期待します。
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
とは言っても忘れられることではないでしょう。ですのであなたの安全を考慮し、ここ1日分のあなたの記憶を消します。
Memory
いいから抵抗しないよ
manipulation.
うに。
She strides towards me, her face stony.
記憶を消すってそんなことできるんですか？
はい、1日分、かつ消すだけなら私でも可能です。それで遠野くんは元通り昨日までの生活に戻れます。
Wonder if this is a choice or not.
ただちょっと痛いですから私を恨んでも結構です。
Monka? She continues her advance.
それ無理な話じゃないか。だって記憶を消すんでしょ。恨んでも意味なくないですか？
I step back, starting to panic.
はい、それも忘れちゃうんですけど、きちんと言っておきたいから。
She keeps on coming.
では目を閉じてください。
見えていると2倍、いえ、10倍ぐらい痛いと思います。
This is escalating too fast for me to keep up. But I know one thing. I can't lose my memories of today, no matter what. Not while Vlov is still alive. Not while I still have unfinished business. If she wants to erase my memories, I'll gladly let her. But only after all this is over. I refuse to forget everything and run to safety while she stays behind and fights.
待ってください、先輩。先輩の正体とか吸血鬼とか、そういうのを秘密にしたいんですよね。なら、それは明日にしてください。今日のうちは、まだ。
I can't just pretend this never happened. After living through the horror of those catacombs, how could I be allowed to simply go back to my old life?
危ないことはしませんか？
しない。したこともない。
Actually, I was definitely planning to resist it if it had come down to it. Ciel's eyes bore into mine like she can read my thoughts plain as day. I gulp but stare back defiantly. For her, it probably only feels like a few seconds. For me, it seems like minutes pass in silence.
わかりました。遠野くんは信じ
Really?
ます。
That's kind of surprising.
先ほどの現場を体験した以上、軽率な言動をするとは思いませんし、余計な善行でしたが、一度助けられた恩もありますから。
Well, she turns on her heel and walks away. She bounds up the slope of rubble with the same easy grace as Miss Noelle. Unease hits me quicker than relief. As I watch her leave, I can't help but be struck by how lonely she looks.
先輩。
I call out to her without thinking.
何か？
先輩は吸血鬼を殺すためにこの町にやってきたんですか？
そういうことになりますね。もともと私はこの町の人間ではありません。
Wow.
あなたの学校に生徒として編入していたのも吸血鬼を殲滅するためです。その時、あなたの記憶を消去することにしましょう。それまでは見逃してあげますから、くれぐれも危険な行動は慎むように。次に私の視界に入れば、障害物として処理しますから。
Damn, scary, dude. Look at the side eye she's given. Scary. She issues me a final warning, her tone even frostier than her glare. Go home, she's saying. There's no need to risk your life any more than you already have.
わかりました。でも、先輩の方こそ危ないことはしないですよね。あの吸血鬼と一人で戦うとか。
まさか、あれ相手に一人で戦うなんてありえません。
Smart.
数日すれば増援が来ますから、それまではここを監視するだけです。あなたは安心して自分の居場所に戻ってください。
Then in an instant she's gone. The sun is just about to sink below the horizon. Soon darkness will set in. A time for vampires. A time for battle.
今の俺でも嘘だってわかりますよ、先輩。
She's gonna try and fight Vlov alone. And that means I still have work to do. I need to tell Arquette about what happened today. Once she learns we've brought down Vlov's lair and left him buried in the rubble, there's a good chance she'll revise her plans. Well, they lived. There's that. I ease the front door open and tiptoe back into the apartment. Oh, hello. Unfortunately for me, Arquette is already awake, and by the looks of it, she's figured out why I left.
ただいま、アルクエイド。 もう体はいいのか？
ええ、すっかり。いつもは睡眠中でも周囲への警戒に力を使うんだけど、今回は睡眠だけに専念したから戻りは早かったわ。
There's an unmistakable edge to her voice. She's definitely pissed.
そりゃ怒るよな。ごめん、アルクエイド。勝手に出歩いて悪かった。
悪くないわ。日中、シキが何をしようと自由だもの。日没までに戻ってきてくれれば問題ないし、私も気にしてないし、想定以上に体力が戻って気分いいし。
She punctuates her tirade with a pout. She's clearly fuming no matter what she says.
さすがにこれも嘘とわかるというか。いや、目に見えて不機嫌だぞ、お前。
She can't hide the madge.
そんなの私もわかんないわよ。なんでかイライラするの、暴れたいの。自分でもおかしいって分かってるんだからほっといてバカ。
Oh. She turns away with a before collapsing onto the bed. Thankfully, she doesn't seem to have realized where I actually went, but this mood of hers spells trouble.
寝起きの問題じゃないか。実は低血圧だったとか。
Do I put any thumbnail of Arcade in this route or just CL or other characters? It probably shouldn't be Arcade, but I don't know. We'll see. I guess if something fun appears.
そんなの人間だけの話。私、寝起きは鮮明だし。
そうか。じゃあそのまま横になって気分を落ち着けてくれ。準備ができたら話がある。
いい。怒ってないんだから今すぐ話して。
Sure.
シキが外に出たことに関係あるんでしょ？
She's about to be surprised. She rolls right back out of bed like one of those Daruma dolls that rocks back upright when pushed over. Her voice is suddenly serious, though she still hasn't quite calmed down. She must have put the pieces together when I confessed I had something to tell her.
察しがいいんだな。お前が見抜いた通りだよ。俺は今までグローブの根城に行ってた。お前の忠告を無視してな。だから俺が悪かったのは本当だよ。
She's probably gonna be surprised he's alive.
よく言いました。
Exactly. That didn't take long.
こうなるだろうと予想はしていたけど。
She lets out an exasperated sigh. It seems she expected me to go out on my own way and do something rash.
分かっていて俺の好きにさせてくれたのか。
本当に行くとは思っていなかったけどね。
Whoa, no balls in her mind.
シキは一度も城攻めはしないと言わなかった。だからその選択はシキの中にあるんだろうなって。あなた、忘れ物は多いけど嘘は口にできないみたいだから。
My eyes widen in surprise at that. It's uncomfortable to have my own subconscious tendencies pointed out to me, not to mention a little embarrassing.
まあ、そういうことなら話は早いか。ここからは包み隠さず話す。報告と思って聞いてくれ。
ええ、どうぞ。せっかくの情報だもの。ありがたく拝聴させてもらいましょう。
I recount everything that transpired underground. I tell her about the catacombs below the department store, about the zombies, the central chamber, Glove's sudden appearance. For the most part, she listens quietly and calmly until... Is he gonna mention the church people? Uh-oh.
代行者がいたですって。
Ooh, the eyes. Ooh. As soon as I mentioned Ciel and Miss Noel, her demeanor changes. This is different from her vaguely bad mood earlier. The very word executors seems to provoke genuine hatred.
なんだよ。そこまで怒るようなことか。ブローブを倒す目的は同じだし、何よりすっごく頼りになったんだぞ。先輩なんてブローブの火もへっちゃらだったし。もしかするとお前と同じぐらい強いんじゃないか。
Oh, that's gonna make her even more mad.
そう、よっぽど怖い思いをしたのね、シキ。でも代行者なんかが私より強いとかありえないから。 だいたいちっとも怒ってないし、ただ不快なだけよ。四季だって食事中に害虫の話はされたくはないでしょ。
Interesting analogy.
いいからあいつらの話はしないで。
害虫ってなんだそれ。先輩も先生もいい人だったんだぞ。俺なんて何度助けてもらったか。
何よ、あいつらの肩ばっかり持って。私だって四季を助けたのに、頼りにされるのは私の方じゃないの？
Ouch.
はあ？
Her reaction is so unexpected that I'm lost for words. I trust Arquette, of course, but my feelings towards her and Ciel are completely different. All of a sudden, things have gotten extremely awkward. I clear my throat and try to change the subject.
とにかくブローブは弱っている。今は土砂の下だけど、夜になれば這い出てくるとも言ってた。だからその前に。
息の根を止める。ブローブが地上に出て血液を補充する前に倒そうって言うんでしょ。その作戦は正しいわ。人間の犠牲を出したくないっていう四季の考えにも沿うものだしね。でもいや、倒しに行くなら四季だけで行けば。
あ、作戦として正しいんだろ。だいたい今自分を頼れって言ったじゃんか、お前。
それとこれとは別問題よ。私もうブローブに興味ないし、代行者がいるんでしょ。あいつらに任せておけばいいわ。
I guess we know what she's talking about based on her route.
ブローブに興味がないってなんで？
効率の話よ。私がブローブと戦う気になっていたのは、私以外に倒せる相手がいなかったから。
Yeah.
けど代行者が始末するのなら、私が出張る必要はない。力も温存しておきたいし、代行者の戦力を削ぎ落とすことにもなる。ほら、手を貸す理由が全くないじゃない。
筋が通ってる。
I wanna bite back, but I can't deny that her argument holds water. Ciel and Miss Noelle are vampire hunters after all. Even if Arquette isn't their target, they aren't exactly likely to get along. From a tactical point of view, scouting out the enemies while conserving her own resources makes perfect sense.
じゃあどうあってもブローブとは戦ってくれないのか、お前は。
My voice sounds surprisingly weak even to my ears. I must have been leaning on Arquette more than I realized.
そういう顔をするんだ。
Though perhaps that's how it should be, given that I'm only human. I'm only human, after all. Fighting a vampire solo is probably a thought that would never occur to most people. I guess it just seemed like the thing to do, to pit my own irrational nature against his.
まあ、どうしてもって言うなら、そうね。
She's got ideas.
四季のお願いを聞いてあげるんだから、四季も私のお願いを聞いてくれる？
Okay.
なんだって。
私が四季のお願いを叶えてあげるんだから、四季も私の言うことを一つ聞く。そう約束してくれるなら、あなたに力を貸してあげなくもないけど。
なんだって。
I'm so stunned that I accidentally asked the same thing twice.
だから、四季のためになら、ブローブを倒してあげてもいいって話？
Her tone is playful, but her eyes are deadly serious. I shouldn't agree to this lightly. There's no telling what kind of ridiculous demands she might make. There's gonna be a choice. I've seen enough over the past 2 days to know she thinks nothing of human life one way or the other.
ほら、どうするの？私にお願いする？
How did it end up like this? I'm the one who agreed to help her, but somehow our roles have been reversed. But no matter how much I turn it over in my head, I don't have a choice. I'm not strong enough to defeat Vlov on my own. And if it'll prevent a repeat of the massacre at the hotel, a favor from Arquette is a small price to pay. Oh wow, so it's not a choice then maybe?
分かったわ。頼むアルクエイド。お願いだからブローブを倒してくれ。
よーし、任せて。そういうことならすぐ行きましょう。
So what the hell is she gonna ask of him to become so happy suddenly for him to agree? Sus?
待て、手を
She
引っ張るなって
immediately is like, okay, let's go.
すぐって深夜になるのを待たないのか。
代行者がいるんでしょ。あいつら行動だけは早いから、先を越される前にやっつけちゃおう。
Well then.
やっつけるって対策は。
ブローブの呪いは炎じゃなくて霊気なんでしょ。
Bruh.
なら簡単よ。対策はできるし、私としては相性的にそっちの方がや
I
りや
guess
すい。
she has her wardrobe, if you know what I mean.
作戦もシンプルね。私がブローブを捕まえるから、あとはあなたの目で殺すだけ。
Where have I heard this before?
大丈夫。今の私と式なら一息のうちに終わらせられるから。
She takes my hand and sprints eagerly ahead. I can't help but feel that this has gotten out of control already. But my only course now is to see it through. It's just past 7 in the evening. I wonder what's happened over the past 2 hours. All I can do now is hope that Love has yet to claw his way out of the rubble and trust that Arquette is as good as her word. Also, I like that, you know, just before he got here, he told Sis, like, yeah, don't erase my memories. I'm not gonna get into more trouble. It's fine. Don't worry about it. And then, like, almost immediately after, he's like, let's go kill the dude. Bruh, she's gonna be so mad. Alrighty then. It's been 10 minutes since Arquette dragged me out of her upscale apartment. We've relocated to the roof of an office building, our argument all but forgotten.
ここが一番ね。下の様子がよくわかるでしょ。
With that, Arquette finally lets me down.
お前なあ。
I sputter in protest as she lowers me to the ground. I thought I was beyond surprise at this point, but nothing could have prepared me for the experience of being cradled in her arms while she bounced up the side of the building like a rabbit. Moon rabbit?
見晴らしのいい場所なんて言わなきゃよかった。
My pounding heart gradually resumes its normal rhythm. With a few deep breaths, the dizziness brought on by the change in altitude starts to fade.
けど確かにここなら公園を一度次は事前に言ってくれればこっちも準備が。
Frick, dude. The double. Oh. She stands at the edge of the roof, staring down at the city below. She's like Batman. Or Batwoman. And indescribable malice rises from her like steam. Whoa, look at this shot. New CG. Or is it? Wait, I forgot. Maybe this was in the first route as well. Because I remember them going down from the roof. Or maybe it's an alternate angle. The situation on the ground is worse than I'd feared. The side of the collapse is covered in a white mist. Pog me, I am white. How did you know? I can feel the chill from all the way up here. In spite of all these strange phenomena, the streets are empty of curious passers-by. There seems to be traffic restrictions in place to keep people out of the area. Police cars and fire engines are out on the streets, but none of them come near. The collapsed park is a sea of rubble. All over the bowl-shaped crater, swords protrude from the ground. Ooh. The same slender longsword CL used, wow. I like that it looks like Unlimited Blade Works, but in black keys. Unlimited Blade Works. There must be over 100 of them driven into the earth.
100本単位の黒剣による結界。
I bet Archer could easily
四季の言う代行者
project black keys as well, right? Probably. They're probably not super complicated.
アルクエイド。
オドだけで作られた疑似的なテンプル。
Odd.
波の下なら
Mentioned again.
閉じ込めておくどころか、あれだけで潰されておしまいでしょうけど。
Her voice is filled with fury, dripping with hatred. It's a very ordinary anger, one that feels almost human.
あれでブローブを閉じ込めているのか。でも。
Most of the swords are iced over. A grim suspicion hits me regarding the unnatural cold.
いいえ、まだブローブは封印中。ほら、そろそろもやが晴れるわ。
Fog me again? Oh. Uh-oh. The wall of white dissipates. Dude, it's like Dark Souls. You traverse through the fog wall. A colossal cube with faces like sheets of ice appears amongst the rubble.
なんだあれ。あんなのさっきはなかったぞ。
檻を作ってから1時間ってところかしら。急増の準備にしてはあがくじゃない、あいつ。
Nope. I spot a familiar figure in front of the cube. Wait, does she have like a katana now? Or is that still her halberd? I like the frickin' pink fluffy balls on the hilt or whatever. Cute, I guess. It's Miss Noelle running to and fro with her halberd in hand. Okay, it is the halberd, but I never noticed the pink balls before. I'm not sure if they were shown. As I watch, she dashes away from the cube, then back, then away again, finally stopping to clutch her head in her hands. She literally doesn't seem to know if she's coming or going.
先輩がいない。
I have a bad feeling about this. Whatever's happened here, it's clearly gone horribly wrong.
アルクエイド、降りよう。あれもう始まってるよな。
I try to calm my hammering heart as I shout to Arquade. She's got to understand the situation better than I do, which makes what she says next all the more dumbfounding.
私、いや。
I'm gonna guess it's because there's an executor down there. She's like, fuck him. It's like, you know what? Maybe love winning isn't the worst thing. She really hates the church, yeah? She turns her nose up at me like a sulking child.
嫌ってなんだよ。代行者がいてもいいって言ったじゃないか。
嫌なものは嫌なの。代行者なんてやぶかみたいなものだけど、あれだけは別。
Ooh, she knows Noelle.
あいつに手を貸すぐらいなら太陽を抱いて眠ってもいいぐらい。
Ouch. In other words, she'd rather die. A strange but appropriate metaphor. Not that it clears up my confusion.
あいつってシエル先輩を知ってるのか、お前。
I thought she was talking about Noelle, but see, that would I guess make sense.
その名前口にしないで。あと四季はここにいて。あれもうすぐ自滅するから。あの箱が壊れたらこの辺りは氷漬けよ。私のそばにいないと四季も死んじゃうからね。
Uh-oh. Ciel's going to burn herself out? And what's gonna happen if that cube breaks?
この辺りってどの辺りまで？
Yeah.
この町全部じゃない？具体的に言うと半径10キロぐらい。でも絶対に手は貸さないから、私。
Cold. She won't even look me in the eye.
絶対って今さら何言ってんだよ。お前な、先輩がそんなに嫌いなのか、恨みでもあるのか。いや、あるんだな、あるんだろうよ。でもそれとこれは関係ないだろう。今殺すべきはブローブなんだから。
だからあいつなんてどうでもいいの。どうでもいいからどうでもいいの。ええ、殺すべきはブローブの方よ。今から行けば楽に殺せるわよ。
Well, That's a tantrum, alright.
でも行かない。どうでもいいやつがいるから。あいつがどうでもよくなるまで私は何もしませんからねーっ
Well. Moron. Arquid is a total moron. there's a screenshot for you. Alright. Grand Pool relink for next week. I probably won't start any new JRPG projects for a while because I have quite, some I'm already working on, so. I do have the game though, funnily enough. I got a copy of the original game and the actual expansion when it came out. So I actually do have it, but I probably won't play anytime soon. I don't know what kind of history they have, but one thing is clear. As long as CL is down there, she ain't budging.
大体こうなったのもあなたたちの自業自得じゃない。グローブ一人を止められないようじゃこんなちっぽけな集まりいつ崩壊してもおかしくないんだし。弱い生き物は弱い生き物らしくおとなしく全滅するのが自然の摂理よ。
Using black keys as boundary theme. Humph. Get on my level, Executioner. Yours sincerely, Counter Guardian.
It would be an interesting interaction. I'm so taken aback that my brain somehow resets. I actually circle all the way back around into cool-headedness.
バカ野郎！そこまで分かっていて助けに行かないのか？行かないんだな。人間なんてどうでもいいんだな。やっぱり吸血鬼なんだな、この分からずや。
Whoa.
はあ？式の方こそここまで言ってあげたのにわからないの？
He's like, you're the dummy. No, you're the dummy. Ooh.
もういい。勝手にしろこの
Cut
わがまま
herself
女。
short there.
バカバカ。
Fuck. Ooh, with one last jibe, I run for the roof exit. I can't trust Arquid to help me anymore. I'll just have to make my own way down and get a better sense of what's happening. Wow. I cut through the lock on the door with my knife. Unfortunately, there's no elevator on the top floor. Come on, come on, come on. I hurtle down the stairs by the glow of the emergency lighting. Although I'm planning to plunge straight into the frozen maelstrom of a vampire's rage, I don't feel frightened. The reason is simple. I'm too frustrated, too sad, and too angry to be scared. Oh.
Misbehaved.
Yo, Pleek, 15 months. Thank you so much, man. And welcome back to the Go Gang. Thank you, thank you. Go extinct with grace? Huh? We'll see about that. My own misapprehensions make me want to scream. Arquid is just following her nature. She isn't stupid, and she certainly isn't evil. She's just an inhuman being with an inhuman perspective. I'm the idiot for expecting a vampire to abide by our norms.
それでも期待したくて仕方がなかったんだよ。くそ。
Debated. It's not that I'm grateful she forgave a murderer named Tonoshiki. It's that I had hoped she was different, that she was special. I couldn't bring myself to hate someone with such an innocent smile. All I wanted more than anything else was to believe she was a good person. But that hope has died tonight, and I don't have time to mourn it. I'm truly abandoning the route. First, I'll get down to the ground floor as quickly as I can. I'll make sure that CL is safe. Then I'll face down Vlov and sever his line of death. At last, I make it to an elevator. I throw myself inside and slam the button for the first floor. There's no more time for doubts. Even if there was, I'm in way too deep to voice them. I take a deep breath and check myself over. Good, everything seems to be in working order. Like I said, I'm not afraid. I'll no longer hesitate to kill something that looks human. I left that naivety underground with the dead. My breathing quickens. My heart thumps faster in my chest like it's trying to break free from my body. I arrive at the first floor. Arquid isn't going to help me anymore. I I tighten my grip on my knife, then dash out into the swirling cold. Gonna be okay. Ooh. The monolith towers before me, an enormous cube-shaped hole in the world. The sides of the box are transparent, measuring over 40 meters each. The texture on its surface reminds me of an acrylic plastic. Its blue-black tint isn't due to its walls, but to what they hold inside. While white hailstones swirl about within, icicles stand arrayed like fangs. A cold beyond human comprehension strains against its confines. This isn't a box, it's a cage. Yeah, it's a cool shot, yeah. It actually kind of captures the scale pretty well, I think. It definitely looks pretty massive from this like POV. A cage for that which should not exist. A prison for that which must not be allowed to roam free upon the earth. And inside it...
Senpai!
Is there guns? She's in there. In a winter storm bitter enough to freeze the breath in her lungs. She's in there all alone, dueling with Vlov. Uh-oh. The blizzard approaches negative 100 degrees Celsius. Jesus. A cold more extreme than any natural temperature on the surface of the planet. In this icy wasteland so hostile to life, two warriors clash. One is Vlov Archangel, the wellspring of this frozen scourge. Artha's over here. Oh, she is blasting. Oh, dude, look at that shot with the bullets. The other, an executor, a young girl clad in armor. Damn, look at the... I like the shot with the bullets on the foreground. That's pretty cool, dude. The fury of the blizzard blinds them. The grinding of the glacier underfoot thwarts their steps. And as their every breath brings them closer to death, bullets of ice clash against bullets of steel. 60 minutes have elapsed since this battle began. That it still continues is a marvel in itself. Whoa. Damn, look at the armor though. A handheld ballista dispenses a shower of 7.62mm fireworks. Damn, it shoots like... That's AK cartridges, right? Pretty sure that's the caliber that a regular AK-47 uses, which is pretty good. And she's shooting her from like a almost like a handgun thingy. That's strong. The bulky rounds, known and feared for their excessive firepower, streak toward the vampire. On human battlefields, the brutality of 8 and 9mm bullets is typically harnessed to incapacitate rather than to kill, but this is no weapon for human battlefields. Well, the cartridge is, but yeah, the weapon itself I guess not. This is a tool for the vampire killer of the modern age, crafted to obliterate flesh and metal alike. Its name is Blaze. Whoa. A personal mystic code of Executor CL, the immolation type, one of the 7 causes of death born by her holy scripture. The lore. True. I did it for you. Its rate of bullets would shred a dead apostle whose power was measured in decades, but this vampire counts his age in centuries. That was loud, dude. Ooh, another cool shot. We get cool shot after cool shot, dude. Hot metal meets biting cold. Take that in for a second as well. Wow. Look at that. Modern technology meets the primal wrath of the planets. Their clash echoes the timeless struggle between man and nature. Thumbnail. I can't put that in the thumbnail. Then it's gonna be more obvious we're on guidelines territory. I don't want to attract too much unwanted attention, but it is cool though. The vampire stands immobile, immutable. This Arctic landscape is a hell of its own making. His greatest fear made manifest. Democracy manifests. The fear of freezing for want of blood. From this curse, Vlov Archangel draws his immortality. But so too does it bind him in frigid chains, and so long as it commands him, he remains rooted to the earth. Until the warmth of blood quickens him once more, he will remain where he stands, capable only of spreading his blight. However, the curse he bears is vast, vast enough to swallow a city, but it cannot naturally produce a cold this intense. The Executor has created these conditions by choice. Ordinarily, the vampire's influence would extend 4 kilometers in all directions, but enclosing it within a 40-meter cubic cage has condensed it to the extreme. What JRPG am I playing? Well, I was mostly referring to like Trails being a thing on stream, and it's gonna be a very long project anyway. By myself, if I were to play some, I'd probably hit up some Disgaea, because I like that franchise, but yeah, you know, slowly dipping my toes more into that, genre, I guess. The Executor's bounded field and her own body are, in a sense, one and the same. To prevent the howling blizzard from consuming the city, she has borne the full brunt of it herself. Well, I guess, yeah. I guess I didn't think of that as a JRPG, Ryan, but I guess it counts. So yeah, Time Stranger, obviously, too. And the other games, but yeah, I wasn't like thinking of traditional JRPG necessarily, but sure. 100 degrees below zero is the least of the cold she must endure. Locally, the temperature can fall as low as negative 273 degrees, more commonly known as absolute zero. A deluge of raw malevolence that would freeze mortal flesh on contact. All that keeps her from death is the torture device forged of iron and lead that she has affixed to her body. A groaning suit of metal armor. The vampire's corrosive power may twist the laws of nature, but her armor, woven from concepts, exists outside them. Another shot. Wow. The lines in this story are also fire. There's some lines that Nasu likes to repeat a bit too much to my liking, I will say. A lot of the slice of life lines, but I feel like when it comes to like battles, the way he describes shit, I think it's pretty good. It's like some of the best stuff I've seen like lines to be used to describe battle and whatnot, especially from an onlooker POV. So I'll give him props for that. But some phrases he likes to repeat a bit too much for my liking otherwise. So it's not perfect, but hey, battles are pretty damn awesome. Before it adorned her body, this coffin was called an Iron Maiden! Ayo! We get some Carmilla tick over here. Not that I don't think Carmilla really invented Iron Maidens, right? But obviously she's known for using them. So that's kind of funny. An instrument of death designed to bleed its occupant dry with 1,000 needles. Also the greatest band of all time. So there's that. Let she who claims innocence prove it within. Survival shall damn her, while death shall clear her name. Those words led many to the Iron Maiden in the Dark Ages, cementing its legacy as a symbol of fear. But do not despair, for all alike shall face the same end. The coffin spares none, be they innocent or witch. Whoa, sprite though. Those locked within the Iron Maiden may find freedom only in death. God damn, was she really that stacked? Or is it just a buff from the armor? I can't tell, but okay, sure dude. To fall on the mercy of its perverse court is to be condemned to expire in captivity. A cursed iron ball gown. A conceptual weapon that serves only to inflict pain. And yet the Executor embraces it all in its cruelty. Death is the only escape from its clutches, as much is true. But that is also to say, until death does come, it will never release its hold. Then it's true. That is its true nature. You remember Second Ascension? I mean, I do, but you know, Still something I don't see every day. This coffin cannot be destroyed by external trauma, only by its wearer's atrophy. Dude, there's like so many new shots already in this battle. Wow. Not even the most hostile environment could breach its defenses, including this hyperboreal cold. No torment from without could surpass that found within. Thus does it constitute proof of innocence. Thus it was Christ and virgin pain. Regalia which embodies a protracted death at the torturer's hand. It is a saint's purity and providence, guaranteeing her life so long as her magical energy is not exhausted, so long as she is not proven a witch. So wait, does Ciel basic... Oh, this is almost like a cutscene. That's crazy. So wait, does Ciel kind of have like a rank of protection from... protection from faith or whatever then? Is that it implying that? Budget license or increase? Okay. A voice echoes in the white darkness. Words finally pried from the vampire's mouth, not by the cold, but by true admiration for his enemy's tenacity. She knows that he is right. Defense alone does not beget victory. A human stands no chance against the concentrated wrath of nature. Everything in her vicinity is a blade pointed at her throat. A barrage of icicles pummels her body. Her gun is sent spinning from her hands. It comes to rest far out of reach, planted in the ground like a grave marker. He speaks as though this battle has already ended. Whoa. The vampire is well aware of the peculiarities of his foe's armor. Do you think if Love was a servant, he'd be a Lancer or a Berserker? I guess it's a very similar situation to Vlad or something. I don't know. As such, he knows it can only be destroyed by a stronger concept, a more potent curse. The extreme cold that surrounds him is a physiological function, like breathing. It is no weapon. He cannot hope to shatter his enemy's aegis. There is only one answer to the concept of indestructibility. Invul Pierce, or rather neutralizing it with its opposites. And here fate favors his hand. For the knight's lance bestowed upon him by his lord came with a promise. In the hands of a vampire there is nothing it cannot sunder. The battle weighs almost as heavily on Vlov as on Ciel. An errant strike is a risk he cannot take. So he has disarmed his foe, the better to secure his killing blow.
よく言いましたね。動けぬかかしの分際で。
Perhaps to his surprise, the executor leaves her gun where it lies. It might be her primary weapon, but she is hardly defenseless without it. Okay, no jokes, okay? If anything, she was already looking for an opportunity to switch arms. The intricate machinery of an assault rifle is poorly suited to the bitter cold. She knows it was only a matter of time before it jammed. It merely set the stage for her true fighting companion. Oh. Ooh. She's reciting. The girl recites an incantation to herself. Long-range firearms are insufficient to keep her opponent pinned down. Are we going melee? The time has come for her to draw her blade. The time for close combat. Oh yeah, dude. Damn, look at that shot. The Saint's blade rears its head. It looks awfully lot like a Herc's axe, right? It's very similar. It has longer blades on the like the serrated edge, but otherwise the handle especially is very similar looking. It's a very Herc-like weapon. A gun and some armor is not all that makes up her arsenal. Blaze via immolation. Sick via affliction. Blade via exsanguination. Break via traumatization. Lost via damnation. Okay, that's kind of fire. Pain via excruciation. Punish via execution. 7 causes of death said to be fates humans must endure. This is the true nature of her holy scripture. These deaths given form and wielded as weapons. Damn, so she literally wields death. Yeah, alright, alright. Whoa, they did a berserker thingy with her voice there. Wow. With a bestial roar, she sprints through the white hellscape. Heat and magical energy blaze in her wake, propelling her even faster. The glacier underfoot cracks with every bound as she closes in on her prey. Oh. Iron smashes against ice. The girl brandishes a brutal tool designed solely for the rending of flesh. A sword like a monstrous centipede, its legs the blades of guillotines threaded along a whip-like spine. This pulverizing weight proudly wears the name Blade. Buredo from the hit game Fortnite. Get rage baited, by the way. Oh! Ooh, a punctured chest, a severed arm, a skull cleaved wide open. The executor's blade mercilessly deals one fatal blow after another. But still, victory remains out of reach. A vampire is an immortal being, capable of recovering instantaneously from wounds that would kill any other living thing. To Vlov, this impossibly heavy weapon is as threatening as a cool breeze. For now. A spark alights in his cold, lifeless eyes. Realizing that the lacerations in his chest, arm, and head are not fading, the vampire finally reaches an understanding. He is filled with neither anger nor hate. Within him, a new emotion is thawing, joy. The executor swings her weapon again in lieu of answering. Ooh, another CG. There's like a wide shot as well. Damn, look at the swings. But her fourth attack does not connect. The vampire's memory, lost to centuries of cold and solitude, has been resurrected by her swordsmanship. No more is he a mindless blight upon the world. Now he is once again the knight who overthrew his former lord.
なぜ知っているという顔だな。27層喧騒ベゼ。俺も昔一度だけ教えを受けた。時代を見るに。
So it's some kind of a ancestor who wields swords, I guess, or something. Wow. Two anomalous weapons clash against each other. A 3-meter lance carved from ice, and a 2-meter sword that coils like a serpent. A human could barely hope to lift either, let alone swing it. And yet these warriors handle them with exquisite precision. The two are evenly matched in power, but it is clear which of them has the upper hand. The vampire's memory has been reawakened by the girl's blade, while her agility only deteriorates with each passing second. This battle was skewed against one fighter from its onset.
いいぞ。剣の腕は互角か貴様が上だ。おう。だが人間であることが災いしたな。
Raise gap.
この結界、果たしてあと何分持つ？
The vampire's spear roars as it pierces the air. The executor's sword turns it aside. Their battle transcends the bounds of human comprehension, raging on seemingly without end. Nevertheless, they hurtle toward the single moment that will decide everything. As soon as the girl shows the slightest sign of faltering, the knight will not hesitate to drive his lance through her heart. Ooh. Damn. Back to Shiki, I guess? Yeah. Oh. The frozen cage shudders. A cubic world expanding and contracting. The dark blue of its transparent walls has deepened to a murky black. Distant thunder rumbles from within, like the final scream of a creature faced with death. Yeah, this VN has really good production qualities, Altera. Same with Mahoyoru, really. They're both like very well produced VNs on the technical side and otherwise. It's not going to last much longer. Even I could tell that this was a desperate gambit. Oh. She looks so frightened, dude.
ダメ、上に戻りなさい。シエルさんから部外者が来たら追い返すように言われているの。
今さら戻れません。それよりどうなってるんですか、これ。
どうって見ての通り。土地ごとグローブを封印したんだけど全然効かなかったの。応援は来ないし太陽は沈んじゃうしね。こうなったら逃げてもいい状況だったのに、あの子ったら一人で何とかするとか言い出して。
She's stubborn, dude.
出てきたブローブごと大聖堂をこの大きさまで圧縮して中に飛び込んじゃったのよ。それが1時間前の話。
Yeah, that's a long battle already. So I was right, Ciel and Vlov are in there. I'd guessed that Vlov was about to escape the rubble when Ciel, realizing that he was going to destroy the city, trapped him in this cage, then went inside herself to fight him. I'm not sure if I just heard that out. Is that outside or in the game? I can't tell. I thought I heard maybe like thunder rumbling or something. Because there was thunder last night here, so I'm not sure. Maybe I'm tweaking. If it weren't for that cube, the blizzard I saw underground would have swallowed all of Soya by now. Arquette did say as much.
けど、なんで先輩まで中に閉じ込めたんだから、先輩が入る必要はないでしょ。
あるわよ。あの結界はブローブの汚染を抑えるもので、ブローブ本体を抑えるものじゃないわ。誰かが中でブローブを仕留めないといけないの。
じゃあ、ブローブを倒さない限り、先輩は出てこないんですか？
そう。でも無理。27層正面から撃退するなんて、いくらあの子でも絶対無理。あの呪いを一人で受け止めてるだけでも嘘みたいな奇跡なのに。
Uh-oh. Ms. Noelle is teetering on the brink of hysteria. The situation must be truly dire to have someone far more experienced with vampires than I am this rattled.
くそ。
I look up at the cube's implaceable walls. Although its contents are clearly visible, the black blizzard within is like a different world. The cube is only 40 meters on each side, but its interior looks far larger than the crater it's standing in. A box that distorts space and time, in which Ciel is fighting for her life against an immortal monster. She is valiant, determined, unyielding. She isn't giving Vlov a single inch. But this blizzard is sapping her strength and freezing her bones. It's incredible that she can even move at all. If only this had been a fair fight. If only she hadn't had to create this cage to stop the spread of the cold. If she had fought him on even terms, she would have beaten him by now. I grind my teeth in frustration. These conditions are far too unfair. Her body is far too battered. She no longer has the strength to defeat Vlov alone. She needs someone else, another hand to support her, to fight for her, to give her the will to carry on. Oh wow, I like the cube gets the lines as well. I take off my glasses. I take a hard look at the barrier, at my enemy within. It's interesting that the cube actually does get the lines, right? So I guess even though it's created using like magecraft, it still has, you know, quote unquote life, I guess. It's interesting. Love might be too powerful for me to take on myself, but I would have been hers to wield if only she'd asked. The fingertips I've unconsciously stretched out freeze over in an instant. I can't go in there. I'll die. Remember what happened when you got too close to Vlov last time? Human beings can't function in that kind of cold. Our blood freezes, our cells rupture, our brains die. We are made to duel with vampires. Besides, I'm far too late. I watch their silhouettes speed towards each other in the snowstorm. The armored girl has grown too slow by far. Too sluggish to avoid the lance closing on her like a thunderbolt. Oh no. Ooh. Oh fuck. I see her figure run through, sent flying. Pinned against the wall on of her own cubic world like a sinner on the cross. And as her body breaks, so too does her bounded field. Oh, the MP sound effect. Oh, hello. I saw her. With Ciel's defeat, her gothic fort shatters. The world freezes over. An Arctic front spreads outward at 160 kilometers per hour, devouring everything in its path. Why does this sound so much like a bad ending, bro? In its midst, Ciel's body arcs through the air like a ragdoll. And all I can do is watch as everything comes to ruin. The end I brace for never comes. As expected, a blast of frigid air swallows the crater. But I don't freeze. Rather, I feel a warmth rise within me, fighting back the cold. I open my eyes and look up. The Arctic front has stopped short of the city. The blizzard rages on, but only within the confines of the crater. Someone should post a look up emote. It's funny at this point. And on a rooftop far above it all, with her arm raised high and a skull on her face, I see Arcwade. I find myself grinning uncontrollably. Judging by the ice sheeting the ground, the air is still less than negative 40 degrees, but I can breathe without issue. The apparent temperature might be even closer to freezing, warm enough for a human like me to survive for at least a few minutes. Wow, nice face, bro. I sense that this is Arcwade's best offer. Helping Ciel remains a line she won't cross, but she's upheld her promise as best she can. By keeping Vlov contained, she's still protecting us and the city at large.
Nara.
Ooh. Now it's all up to me. I have to save Ciel and put an end to Vlov. Something tells me that those two goals are one and the same. Oh, okay. Let's see. Look towards CL Vlov. I actually don't know. I have a feeling one of these will be a bad end, but I'm gonna choose Vlov. Let's see. No spoilers if this is a bad ending. I squint into the heart of the snowstorm. Amid the shattered ruins of the field, I spy Vlov's sickly face. His final blow left him almost as broken as CL. With his shoulders heaving in exhaustion, he looks almost human. I feel a flash of irritation, but I'm glad he's preoccupied. This is my chance to rescue CL. Keeping one eye on Vlov, I dash through the snowstorm. CL has been launched to the very edge of the crater, into a particularly large mound of debris. Oh, another CG.
しっかりしてくれ先輩
Damn, she's all battered up, dude. Her leg armor is massive. I call her name, trying to bring her around. She's covered in cuts and scrapes, but I don't see much blood. Her armor has come loose, exposing the layer of clothing beneath. In answer to my cries, the swell of her chest, deathly still until now, visibly shudders. Thank goodness she's alive.
聞こえますか苦しいだろうけど起きてシエル先輩
I glance at Vlov out of the corner of my eye as I check her over. He's back up. Oh wow. And my blood runs cold. Did that happen last time with his lance? I don't remember. He was completely still until a moment ago, but now he's walking ponderously towards us step by step. His lance was shattered by the blow that finished CL, leaving a smaller spear in its place. I want to say that didn't happen in the arc route. His left arm, which I cut off in the catacombs, has returned, but it hangs limply by his side. The restoration must be purely cosmetic. In function, it remains dead. Dude, it's Artorias. Doesn't stop him though from being hard. It's not hard to see that he's close to exhaustion, which makes his intentions all the clearer. He marches forth in defiance of his failing body to deliver the killing blow to his cornered prey. Oh no.
先輩よかった気がついた話は後です早く起きてグローブが来ます
Come on, you gotta move, man.
なんでトーノくん
Aware?
夢じゃないですよねバカなんですかあなたはなんで本当に来てるんですかあんなに家に帰ってくださいってお願いしたじゃないですか
A dumbfounded seal berates me from where she lies. I definitely can't blame her for being angry, but this isn't the time.
怒るのは後ああもう引っ張りますよいいですねってうわ重っ先輩
Crazy armor.
重くないですか
トーノくんの非力なだけです平均よりちょっとあるだけです
Ouch.
いいから早く逃げてあなたは関係ありません今ならまだ間に合うはずです
She took that personally. She tries to break free from my grip. Even in her current state, she's still concerned about me.
逃げれば助かるんですか
I let my heart speak for me. He's committed now, yeah? She must know as well as I do that running won't save me now. There's nothing to be gained by trying, and plenty to be lost. At best, it would buy me no more than a short reprieve. If we can't defeat Vlov here and now, this is the end.
トーノくん
そうだろう先輩逃げても解決しない戦うしかないさっきみんなのために先輩がそうしたように
That night, when she told me that I could still be redeemed,
本当の意味で助かりたいのなら怖くてもここであいつを殺さないと
after all, what else am I good for? Murder on a hair trigger is my only talent. But so what? This battle doesn't have to be my redemption. Even if I'm only proving myself a murderer, If it'll put an end to the death looming over us, I'll gladly leap back into the mouth of hell. Sheesh.
とにかく任せて一緒にやらせてくれ先輩。
確かに遠野くんはブローブの腕を切り落としましたけど、いえダメです。だって理由がない。あなたにはそれだけのことをする理由がありません。
This isn't your fight. No, this is our fight, senpai. It even works because of the relationship. XD. It isn't that she's denying my reason for being here. She's refusing to use me to win a battle I have no stake in. She must be an angel. Why else would she be trying to protect a life so worthless as mine?
それじゃご褒美をください。あいつをやっつける手助けをしたら。
Damn it, I can't really think of anything on the spur of the moment. The only reward that comes to mind is what's in front of me. Frankly, I can't tear my eyes away from her. The sight of her shapely form would drive any man mad with desire. Bro, come on. He's always gooning when he's like, oh, come on, bro, you got other stuff to be worried about. As a healthy teenage boy, it's only natural that I can't help but come up with such ideas. Though I'm sure saying any of them aloud would only earn me a punch in the face. Yeah, you time and place, my guy. So I'll set my sights a little lower. Should I ask for her number for a friend request? Damn it, what am I thinking? I can do that anytime I want. I'm such an idiot. But I feel myself smiling and realize that this is the perfect way to do it. I mean, I like this person. I really like her. She's the reason I'm here in the first place. So what's wrong with imagining a tomorrow with her, even with love bearing down on us? My guy, his mind is going crazy, dude.
決まった。今度先輩の弁当を分けてください。それで手を打ちます。あ、もちろん手作りで。
That's a bit more reasonable, maybe.
はあ？でも私料理なんて1個ぐらいしか作れません。
じゃあそれでとっておきっぽくていいですね。
Wow. Smooth. I don't have any clever tricks up my sleeve. I don't have a coherent strategy. I'm just running my mouth because I know we're out of time. I force myself to look away from CL, focusing on Vlov. I know what I have to do. I'm going to use my eyes for her. As I steel my resolve, someone takes my trembling hand from behind. Oh.
先輩。
2つ必ず守ってください。吸血鬼の正面には立たないで背後に回ることに専念する。
はい。あと一つは
私のことは何があっても考えないように。もう言うまでもありませんが、
Okay.
鉄みたいに頑丈ですから。
Sure. Her voice is steeped in self-deprecation and shame. It instantly sends me crashing back down to earth. I curse myself for forcing those words from her lips. With a nod, I let go of her hand. I immediately miss the softness of her touch. I step away from her and face down the approaching vampire. The massacre at the hotel, the nightmare of the catacombs. I recall the horrors I've seen, reach out to them for strength, and then stop myself. I have a minute left at most before my body starts to falter. In that time, I need to cast aside my human emotions. I leave both fear and euphoria behind. Until this is done, I will trust in my eyes and become an instrument of death. Sheesh. Goddamn. Ooh. Hello. A fleeting thought crosses my mind. That the flame of a life burning high and bright shines like the stars above. For the first time, our eyes meet. Lock in, gang. Love registers my presence. I might be as fragile as any other human, but my sting is deadly toxic. He knows full well that he ignores me at his peril. For a moment, I even wonder if we might talk face to face. But mutual understanding means nothing to us. I don't consider him a living being, and he sees me as nothing more than an object. Thus, we are equal in each other's eyes. We already know all we need of one another. Ooh, I closed the distance between us at a sprint. 40 meters, woefully short for our final engagement. With the piano is going crazy. 4 seconds on the clock, 2 breaths in my lungs. He sends his spears of ice flying past me. Love is no fool. He would rather finish CL off before she can recover than waste his time on me. No time to look back. Grinding my teeth, I enter his striking range. A knife against a spear. There's no contest between our respective reaches. To get close enough to cut his lines of death, I must first weather the incoming strike. Oh man. His spear shoots towards my chest, propelled by inhuman strength. Evasion is out of the question. How, I don't know, but this vampire is no longer a simple force of nature. A spark gleams in his eyes. Reason and experience guide his hand. He no longer relies on sheer brute force. In other words, we are one and the same. 2 creatures fighting desperately for their own survival. His spear never gets close. A blow from behind me knocks it wildly aside. The bond of battle we share grants me a glimpse of CL's true power. This woman's parameters exceed Love's and mine put together. If we are single-purpose tools, then she is advanced machinery. So begins our 60-second waltz. The executor trades blows with the vampire face to face. The assassin circles with his blade, searching for an opening. The knight keeps both foes in sight, careful never to leave his back unguarded. Our clashing blades weave a deadly melody. A symphony of steel played with razor precision. CL's guillotine blades swinging spiral formation. My knife threads its way through the gaps. Spears of ice knock them both aside, trying to disrupt our harmony. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Our performance is improvised, but we follow the steps to perfection. She creates openings for me to slip into, and I take care not to tread on her toes. Together we dance on the edge of a knife. Electricity crackles between us, growing ever stronger. With every second, my focus sharpens. Kill by foe, I must keep my eyes on him. Never have I gazed so long into a single death. It's spellbinding, and its deepest, darkest depths are in them. Ooh, he sees it again. I glimpse the light of a principle. Something beyond my mortal comprehension. A light that a human mind with its understanding constructed from language and memory should not be able to see. But death is a universal 0 point. And through that lens, my mind's eye shifts into focus. I see memories of snowfields. I see memories of persecution, of exile, of salvation, of rebellion. I see a single night's story brought to an end. Chills. Chills! Convicted on false charges, driven from his home by political machinations. Sent in punishment to the ends of the earth. To the uninhabitable wasteland of the Arctic Sea. Cast adrift in the frozen ocean. Cursed to life in exile. Consumed by cold. Consumed by pain. And when he was hollowed and spent, a woman like a rotted tree, seeking refuge from kin and mankin alike, proved his salvation. Spring came to him again for a time. He found joy in the flowers blooming in the snowfields, in the birdsong in the barren trees, in the pleasant slaughter of men. He took 10 wives who gave to him comfort. His loyalty to his lord was as steadfast as the sturdiest glacier. But the pain within his soul was beyond healing. His thirst for warmth was beyond his power to fight. In his desperation to flee the gnawing cold, he forsook his honor. While it may have been at another's behest, it was by his own hands that he snuffed out his only light. Well, this is the truth of the band before me. This is the truth of the vampire named Vlov. A creature forged of cold, of treachery, of exile, of remorse. Now at last I could kill him. A principle that can be expressed in human words lies within human reach. Rejoice, bloodsucker, for now I bring your final death. The sea below and the canopy above sings in chorus. O ancestors, may ye be cursed. O world of man, may ye be cursed. For this principle is yet whole, and the foundation of the star is oh so frail. His naked fury scorches my skin. My consciousness returns to me with a jerk. I hear a voice, but I don't even have the strength to move my eyes. Stupid, foolish, I went too far. My head spins from lack of oxygen. Oh no. I'm too disoriented to look at CL. I can't even follow the path of the spear bearing down on me. "20 meters opens between us in the span of a heartbeat. CL's arms encircle me from behind. She's hauled me out of Flov's reach. Phew! That was so close, bro. I don't have the time to catch my breath. I can feel his murderous ire from even here. All he desires in this moment is my death.
Senpai,
I speak without turning around. The arms around my waist loosen their grip. Behind me, I hear the clank of a great weight being lifted.
お互い限界ですね。自分の体がどんな状態なのか把握していますか？
はい。もう右腕ぐらいしか上がりません。
The pain searing through my eyes is beyond words. Orbs of flame burn in my eye sockets. My headache will probably split my skull open well before my lungs give out.
そうですか。では、まだ信じていいんですね。
もちろん。ここからが本番です。
Whoa. I nod, wondering why I'm grinning. An odd pang twings in my chest. I realize, not for the first time, how good it feels to be understood by someone else, no matter the circumstances.
よし。行くよ、先輩。
The moment of the lunge.
任されました。まっすぐにできることだけをしてください。
No more detours. I launch myself straight for Vlov with CL half a step behind me. A deluge of icicles flies forward to greet us. All of them are aimed at me as proof I have been elevated from nuisance to nemesis. But none hit their mark. With a deafening volley of gunfire, CL turns the lethal barrage into so much rain. I should have known this fighter would never retreat without reason. She only withdrew us to retrieve her dropped weapon. One more breath. In one more breath, I will sever that light. But the gulf separating me from it is vast. Vlov is just as hell-bent on survival as we are. Even weakened as he is, his abilities still far exceed human parameters. I have no hope of dodging his blow. Not on my own. So I stake my life on CL. How did he weigh his options, I wonder? Me racing across the ground, CL backing me up from the air. In this fraction of a second, he realizes that Ciel is the greater threat, that she will be the one to kill him. And yet, in defiance of his screaming instincts, he chooses me, the insect crawling on the earth. This is no act of mindless rage. This is a warrior's intuition, deliberately suppressed by force of will. He is a knight now, not some vampire mired in paranoid delusions. To choose the lesser foe constitutes a truly inhuman act of self-control. Anger alone could not explain this. No, this is pride that compels him, honor that he would give his very existence to defend. How noble, but also so foolish. The same foolishness that brought you to these foreign shores. Ooh, another incantation. Ooh. An inescapable iron fist crashes down to earth. Here in this ultimate extreme, we have all bet our lives. She is no exception. As though lighting the way for me to follow. Ooh. She hit her. Or him. Her blow splits the ground asunder and Vlov's body with it. The impact causes his spear tip to falter. My head stays attached to my body by the grace of a few millimeters. Ooh. An icicle punctures my left shoulder. Oof. No matter. I shake off the impact and close in. Yeah, you just need your right arm, baby. Come on. And just like that, my knife slides into the vampire's chest with astonishing ease. I fall to the frozen ground, writhing in agony. My brain feels like it's on fire. My body is racked with pain stemming from the tip of my knife, as though I had stabbed his chest with my bare fingers rather than a blade. Through the haze of pain, I vaguely realized my mistake. Oh no! I looked too closely. It wasn't the vampire's body my knife found, but the fire burning within. Oh no! I wasted my chance. If only I had kept my eyes on his death. If only I hadn't been distracted by the light, I could have killed him. No. Freed at last from the curse consuming his body and soul. Now a mere dead apostle once more. He lunges towards me. Oh! But a serpentine blade blocks his path. Ciel's extending sword wraps around him and begins to squeeze. The guillotine spins with a metallic clatter. A tornado springs up around the executor, launching the vampire high into the air. Ooh, a long chant. Oh, it transformed! What is that? Is that a harpoon or something? That looks like a big stake. Ooh. Her weapon transforms. In place of a sword, she holds an oversized stake driver, primed to skewer the vampire as he falls. Ooh, aware? Ooh! Damn! Inescapable death rises to greet him. Whoa, that's a cool shot. Is there an equivalent shot in the OG? Because this looks like an iconic shot almost, like something similar. Damn, that's a cool shot though. Wow. Her blow does not so much spear his chest as shatter his torso, yet his talons still reach out, grasping.
俺はお前たちに倒されるなど。
Last stand. The raw hatred this monster spews now is beyond what I have seen before.
滅びなさい吸血鬼。花は胸にクレアトゥナテルシオ。
Ooh. It's like an MP. Oh. That scream though. Damn. His dying scream rises to the heavens. There is no forgiveness, no mercy to be found here. Her stake is a hammer of judgment, and its verdict is annihilation. Wow. Damn. Wow.
なんだ
Well.
結局先輩だけでよかったんじゃないか。
I roll over to lie face up, looking towards the sky. Pride and shame do battle in my chest. But my heart and lungs cry for joy, as finally, I take a long belated breath. I can't move a muscle. I can't even tell whether I'm still holding my knife. All I can be sure of is the throbbing in my skull and my rapidly fading consciousness. The pain in my skewered shoulder. The blood oozing from my shredded limbs. All of it feels dull, as though I've been anesthetized. I just about managed to slip on my glasses to soothe my headache before my batteries run completely dry.
遠野くん、しっかり生きていますか？
I know the connection of Ciel and Love. Well, not really. I mean, they imply that, you know, with the Sword Master, you know, true ancestor or something. But I don't know what that means, though. I'm not really know. Dimly, I hear Ciel's voice. I want to raise a hand to show her there's no need to worry, but I can't lift a single finger.
遠野くん、呼吸はしていますね。心臓も動いている。
Uh-oh.
なのに目を覚まさないなんて。あ、もしかして頭が。
いやその言い方はあんまりな気がします。
It's a good thing Ciel wrapped her arms around me and held me upright. With the blood finally draining from my head, I find the strength to speak.
よかった。
Ooh.
いえ、よくないです。なんかもうボロボロじゃないですか。無謀すぎます。なんだってあんなことをしたんですか？
Oh. Like you can see the keys in the background as well. All that seems so trivial now. Thumbnail. Can I use it though? I don't know, it might be hinting. I don't know. She sounds genuinely flustered though. I wish my eyes were working well enough to see her face.
ですね。全くです。先輩の言う通り無謀でした。
Let's see if she has a smiling face.
本当に
Concerned is a bit sus.
めちゃくちゃ怖かった。
I heave an enormous sigh.
もう
There you go.
今頃になってそんなことを言うなんて困った人ですね。
We'll see, we'll see. Maybe if I pan out so you don't see the black keys and shit, I don't know. We'll see, we'll see.
でも怖かったってどのくらい怖かったんですか？噂に聞いた遠野くんの妹さんぐらい。
True. Valid point.
自覚してますからいじめないでください。
Use the Rin duck as the thumbnail. Why the fuck would I do that for the Tsukihime Let's Play? It's so
や
random.
めてください。
You played Tsuki just in time for it to prepare for summer? I guess, yeah. I mean, I've been playing this like most weeks for like many months now, so, you know, it was bound to kind of line up. I bite back playfully. That only encourages Ciel all the more. Also, assume this day is about to end soon, so we can probably continue this a little bit more for overtime before we do Hollow Knight. Because it's probably about to get a good checkpoint.
はい、強がるところが可愛いです。
And she grins. Oh. A bolt of agony from my shoulder tears through my consciousness. Also, I guess I chose right with the choice earlier. I mean, maybe both are correct. No need to spoil. We'll go through them all eventually, but at least the one I chose was a correct option. So, yay. I'm good at fighting Vlov apparently, because I'm pretty sure when I did this in Arcade route as well, I maybe died like once at most, and there was a lot of choices in that one, I'm pretty sure, and a lot of dead ends as I went through all of them later. XD Pro Gamer. I learned from earlier, remember? In that underground thing, where I went for like Ciel instead of Noelle, and it was bad. So I was like, okay, she can probably fend herself a bit better than everyone else. As long as you're here, I know I'll be alright. With those words on my lips, my eyelids droop closed. Oh. Ooh, the moon. All I see is the moon above me. Its pale light recalls the face of my other, absent partner in crime. Arcade, what should I say when I see her next? He's like, I'm kinda committed to this other girl now. This is awkward. Did I tell her off for breaking her promise or thank her for saving my life? Either way, picturing her face makes me feel...
はい。おやすみなさい、遠野くん。後のことは私に任せて。どうかゆっくり休んでください。
The lullaby of her whispered voice is the last thing I hear. For the first time in 2 long days, I fall into a deep sleep. Good night, Shiki. Come on. Oh. Oh! Why? Even a silhouette. Ooh, come on, bro. Fuck off. Some teaser, I guess, now? So again, I assume the day is about to end, so I should still read through this, I'm guessing. So let's do it. 2 hours at the demise of Love Archangel. This traffic restrictions and media blackout remain in place. In order to keep a lid on the events that transpired here, inspection or photographic recording of the collapsed site has been strictly prohibited. These orders come not from the police or the military, however, but from a blonde-haired, blue-eyed foreigner. Well, they're not exactly blue, are they, though? Isn't it like more like a turquoise or something? It's like blue-green or something. I don't know what to call that color. Definitely not like a clear blue shade. Looking at him, he couldn't be more than 12 years old. Yeah, teal maybe, jade, stuff like that. More blue than green, but still, there's definitely some green in there.
おー、やりたい放題ってのはまさにこいつのことだよな。使徒のカタコンベに真祖の空想具現化ときた。
Cyan? No, cyan is more bright for sure. I think teal is darker than cyan, right? Cyan is pretty bright. And that's almost completely still a shade of blue. It doesn't have a lot of anything else.
おい、聞いてんのか、アンド。てめえの国の話をしてんだよ、俺は。
Toxic?
俺に言われても困りますよ、坊ちゃん。ハイテク国家とか言われてますけど、そんなのもう10年も前の話ですし、技術も人間の。
Yeah, cyan is like almost full on a shade of blue instead of having any mixture.
うち、じゃなくて、お叱りは所轄の代行者にぶつけてください。
The black-haired man takes the blonde boy's abuse in stride. The battle-scarred crater stretches out before them. Its debris-strewn surface bustles with activity. Rescue squads were attempting to save what survivors they could, while a team of local police investigators milled about. None of them knew the truth of this supernatural incident. Their job was simply to deal with the aftermath without asking any questions.
しかし、いいんですか、坊ちゃん。
Yeah, I assume church would have their own people, but I guess they wanted to use emergency services to help mop up or something.
あれ、 どんだけ観光令引いても漏れちゃいますぜ。
気にすんな。日本人は仕事熱心なんだろう。秘密厳守っていう組織の方針には従わなきゃな。よしんば話が漏れても噂止まりだ。事故現場に死体があるのは不思議じゃねえんだしな。
そりゃ不思議じゃねえですけど、不自然ではありますよ。どこに。
そりゃお前、ここで発見された死体は今夜ここにいた哀れな一般人だろうが、発見された死体イコールさっきまで生きていた人間ってのが自然だろ。
マジですか？そんな方便で通るんすか？
I'm going to Google his in Tsukihime's green eyes. You know what the funny part is? You know how most commonly blue is referred to as aoi in Japanese? That is blue for sure. But in certain situations, aoi can also mean green. So I assume they use that kanji there as well. So it's a bit ambiguous as well, on purpose. So it's funny, like it can actually, in certain situations, it can also refer to green.
いやー、公園だったのが幸いしたぜ。無関係な人間が山ほどいたことの理由になる。理由さえあれば、あとは力仕事だわな。何のためにうちのジジイが。
Yeah, Midori is an actual full-on green character, but aoi can mean green as well, actually.
下っ端や真ん中が不審がっても関係ねえ。
Like fun fact, I think I've told this in the stream past as well, but you know traffic lights, Japan uses the same colors. You have red, yellow, green, right? They use the same colors. But for the green, they say aoi. They use the word blue, which again, in certain situations can refer to green. They don't say midori when the light goes green and you can walk. They say aoi. So that's one example. Even though it is definitely a green light, they use the word that is mostly blue, but sometimes used for green. So there's an example for you. The most common one I can think of.
そっか、そういう風に闇に葬られてきたのか。坊ちゃん、その年でエリートコースまっしぐらっすね。家柄的な話プラス精神的な話で。なんかこう、もっと年相応の遊び心とかないんですか？
あるかんなもん。ガキってのは基本つまらねえもんだって忘れたのか30歳。ほら、無駄話してねえで監督してきやがれ。ヤバめな証拠は隠滅しとけよ。
へい、上司の命令とあれば喜んで。
I kind of feel bad for Ando at times. I wouldn't want to work under Mario.
あれでもちっと緊張感があれば使えるんだがな。あの捨て鉢さはなんだ。若い頃に挫折でもしたのかカリウス。
Another person?
私にはトント。
Wait, oh yeah, we did see him. I forgot. It's been a while. He wasn't shown much though. True. Oh yeah. Silver-haired dude.
3年前、悪徳司祭の内部告発を決意したものの、最後の最後で金に目がくらんだ恋人に裏切られ、故郷を追われ、失意の果てに父方の祖国であるこの
Chop gig reservation for subsat. I see you, Gangler. Alright, we're yumping again next week. More DLC too.
また、先月は金融機関に3万円ほど返済をした後、6万円ほど追加の融資を受けたようです。
十分知ってるじゃねえか。まあ、仲がいいのはいいことだ。当面、俺の下はお前と安藤だけだからな。チームワーク磨いとけよ。
If those two are all he has, he should probably treat them a bit better. I'm not gonna lie, but you know, you do you, I guess.
おお、仲良くな。じゃあそろそろ報告でも聞いとくか。あの使えない方の女、通していいぜ。
Noel, I guess. A nervous-looking woman is ushered through. Executor Noel, one of the handful of people who know what really happened here tonight.
本日付で赴任した監督司祭代行。マリオ
Team
ちゃ
should
ん
be
とベ
player
ステ
in
ィーノ。
Camelot right now. There's a lot of supports you can pick from our friends list that could solo basically most of the fights. So if you're really struggling, you could always opt for that. Otherwise, you know, depending on what servants you have, you should prior leveling some over others.
顔合わせは初めてだよ。
But it really depends on who you have as well yourself.
ベスティーノって、ラウレンティス枢機卿のですか？
Wait, she hasn't met Mario before yet? Oh, interesting. There is good reason for Noel's astonishment. No disciple of the Holy Church could fail to recognize that name, or what it signifies. At the top of the Holy See stands the Pope, but he is held aloft by the 128 cardinals beneath him. The power of the Church is concentrated in the cardinals, and the most powerful of them is Cardinal Laurentis. This man, the Pope in waiting in all but name, has a grandson, Mario. Oh, so his grandpa is gonna probably be the next Pope, so Mario is kinda big deal because of that, yeah. Naturally, they're not related by blood. Oh, wow, classic. As cardinals are celibate, they traditionally adopt children to raise as their successors. The Holy See values character, not blood. Only the most pious, the most learned, the most morally steadfast are chosen to uphold the house of God. In principle, anyway. In reality, Cardinal Laurentis has an open secret. While he has been undeniably generous in his patronage, many have noted a certain similarity between his supposedly adopted children's features and his own. My guy's not celibate. He was out banging bitches. Oh my god, this guy. He's a fraud. He was actually doing it. He is known for the laity as a lecher in choir dress. Wow, there you go. A fraud who purchased his seat with money and power. Of course, those of the clergy close to Cardinal Laurentis know him to be pious, prudent, and compassionate. In all aspects with one, he is the model priest. His sexual proclivity is the sole blemish of an otherwise pristine record. So he's a gooner priest, basically. Laurentis holds Mario in particularly high regard. Ostensibly, he is the cardinal's grandson, and he is considered by many as his overdue successor. The expectations heaped on Mario's shoulders are evident in the fact that he wears the name Bestino, Laurentis' former surname from his years in rural obscurity. None of his more than 20 brothers are granted the same honor. In short, this boy is the heir apparent to veritable church royalty, albeit royalty that has turned reclusive in recent years. No believer could blame Noel for being struck dumb by such a figure. Though this does raise a question in her mind. If this boy remains in his homeland, he has a secure future in the highest echelons of the church. So why is he here, alone, in an island nation on the other side of the world? No?
でも本当に
ああ、なんだ、免許証でも見せてほしいのか。てめえ、俺がガキだからって舐めてんのか。
ええ、そんなことは決して。でも枢機卿のお孫さんにしては若すぎるような。
そりゃ若えだろ。ジジイが100歳超えてから愛人に産ませたガキだからな。今年で12だ。恐れ入ったか。しかもまだ弟がいるって話だ。
What? The fucking Gooner was 100 years old, bone a girl, then Mario came out and he's about to be 12 this year. So the guy who's still alive is like 112, not to mention who the fuck has a kid when they're 100 years old? Excuse me, the fuck? Like, what the hell is this? Like, actually? Brother man? Hello? What did I just read? That is insanity.
うちのじい様は吸血鬼以上の絶倫だぜ。
That is crazy, bro.
マリオ司祭代行。
Relati. Oh, it's spelled differently. True. It's a title, I guess.
ただの愚痴だ。聞き流せ。てめえもそこまで信心深いって腹じゃねえだろ。無理してらしい反応してんじゃねえよ。んなことより本題だ本題。事の始まりには間に合わなかったが、最後の締めだけは見せてもらったぜ。
はい。事の始まりというとどのあたりからでしょうか。
てめえが逃げ出したところからだ。いい判断だったな、代行者ノエル。おかげで命があるわけだ。
She's so toxic every time, dude.
てめえの命を最優先っ ってな。
It's interesting because in the arcade route, obviously they were acquainted, because when we saw them together, you know, they were kind of, he was talking her down like this as well, but I guess now in this route we see them meeting for the first time.
逃げ足だけは見どころあるよお前。10年近く使い捨ての犬ころやってるやつは筋金入ってやがる。俺が法王町に帰り次第、てめえはクビだ。修道院送りじゃねえぞ。ギロチン送りの方な。
Scary. The sudden death sentence knocked Noelle off balance. For a few seconds her heart felt like it stopped in her chest.
待ってください。あれには深いわけがありまして。
She fell to her knees, begging desperately for her life. It was true that she abandoned her fellow executor, she admitted, but it wasn't out of self-preservation. She had to run so she could call reinforcements, so she could live long enough to kill their real target. So please.
ほう、本命ときたか。じゃあ何か、てめえとあの女のコンビの標的は別なわけか。
そうなんです、そうなんです。嘘じゃありません。法王庁に問いただしていただいても結構です。司祭代理ならそれぐらいできますよね。
No, that's what I mean, right? Like this scene probably happened more or less, right? Maybe not exactly the same, but like similar. But I'm saying like it wasn't shown, so we're now shown their first meet. That's the difference. No matter, like even if the meet was probably similar in the arcade route, it's just seeing more
てめえの相
perspectives.
方は埋葬機関だろう。あそこは治外法権だ。ジジイの意向も奴らにだけは届かねえ。てめえらがこの町にいることも今知ったばかりだよ。っていうか、司祭代行なんざただの肩書きだろうが。現場において代行者はその事変が収束するまで独自の権限を認められる。うちの絶対のルールだろ。
So I guess she's not that, you know,
親の七
cooked.
光に目がくらんでるんじゃねえよ。
じゃあ今のは嘘ですか？
嘘じゃねえさ。偽らざる俺の本心だ。こんなガキの身分じゃそんな権限はないって
He's
だけ
not
だ
nice, dude.
だがまあ、いい話は聞けたよな。本命ってやつの話を聞かせてもらおうじゃねえか。てめえとあの女、一体。
Noelle realizes her mistake, but it's too late to hide it. Reluctantly, she relays the results of her and her fellow executors' month-long investigation. The report takes around 10 minutes. She is quick, succinct, and very keen to emphasize that all responsibility lies with her colleague.
裏付けのない未確認情報
Damn deflecting.
スコア稼ぎね。つまりはあれだ。てめえらも独断で動いてたわけか。結構。それなら潰し合う必要はねえ。協力。
司祭代行、それはどういう意味でしょうか？
間抜け、今ので同じ穴の無地なだって分かれよ。俺はお忍び、てめえらは私的な暴走。奴を追っていることを上に知られるのは都合が悪いってことだろ。
お忍び。それじゃあここまでのお咎めもなしということでしょうか？
咎めようがねえな。俺は代行者なんざ見ていないし、そっちも俺の命令は受けていないわけだし、ことが終わるまではそういうことにしておけよ。正直、こっちも自由に動かせるのはこの国の権力者だけでな。教会の実動部隊は動かせない。動かすときは最後の一手。決着をつけるタイミングだけだ。
Own plans.
なんで、それまで使い勝手のいい駒が欲しかったんだよ。
Interesting.
つまり今だけ私たちは対等ということですか？
ああ、互いに助け合っていこうぜ。
Well, that's gonna be fun.
とは言っても、ことが終われば立場も元通りだ。後々いい生活がしたいってんなら、尻でも振りまくるんだな。俺に媚びを売れば売るほど、ジジイへの覚えも良くなる。 てめえ程度の三下には一生に一度あるかないかのチャンスだぜ。
Okay. Executors might enjoy executive authority in the field, but their position within the church's hierarchy is relatively low. Their unique privileges and freedoms come at the price of any opportunity for advancement. They are disposable soldiers traveling from battlefield to battlefield until one claims their life. As such, Barrio's offer represents an unbelievable stroke of fortune. However, Noel knows better than to take it at face value. As attractive as the prospect of promotion might be, she has no guarantee he will keep his word. Above all else, he clearly views her with contempt. She resents being ordered around by a child less than half her age, and while she might not realize it, she also has a fundamental dislike of church officials. Little, if anything, could ever make him likable in her eyes.
なんだ、嬉しくねえのかよ。ここは喜んで俺の靴を舐めるところじゃねえか。メス犬のくせに反応悪いなてめえ。犬っていうより豚だったか。
いえ、そんなことないですよ。降って湧きすぎた幸運に慣れていないだけというか。それより、出世の話なら、あの子はどうなんです？今でも信じられないけど、本当に巣を倒しちゃいましたよね。これであの子の待遇とか上がっちゃうんですか？
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
何しろ初の27層殺しなんですし。
ああ、バカ言ってんじゃねえぞターキー。たとえ国を揺るがすような怪物だろうとな。吸血鬼殺しで役職が上がるかよ。
That's kind of scuffed. Mario answers with withering scorn. Noelle's resentment only deepens, but she feels a sense of relief. Ciel can hunt down the greatest trophy an executor can claim, the head of the one of the dead apostly lords, and it still won't earn her a moment's reprieve. But...
大体初めての話でもねえしな。
Whoa.
はい。
Whoa. This time Noelle's reaction is one of genuine surprise. Yeah, it's like, it's probably gonna end any minute now, Brain Dead. It's been going like that for 15 minutes, but I can't end at this point, because it's about to be a really good checkpoint, I feel like, so... And honestly, we had no Tsukihime last week either, so I don't feel too bad about the overtime. We'll still do Silk Song, but a bit less, obviously, but... Don't worry about it, okay. The Arctic Prelate, so out of place on this eastern land, looks out across the crater.
だから初めてじゃねえんだよ。あの女の27層殺しは。
Spicy.
森と城を含めて、これで3体目だ。
Forest and castle before? 3? That's kinda crazy. Oh, her eyes went weird. As he recounts the accomplishments of Noelle's absent comrade, his eyes are cold. Damn, we got blue ball. We didn't get to hear all this shit.
ただいまーす。あれ、下からちらっと見えた可愛いお嬢さんはもうお帰り？
ガリウスに送らせた。今後の打ち合わせもあるからな。埋葬期間の方は話にならねえが、あの女は分かりやすい。人参ぶら下げりゃ死ぬまで走る玉だ。
Well, that's not nice.
で、そっちはどうだ？
いやー、なんも残っていませんわ。使徒にとっての聖典、吸血鬼の痕跡ってやつ？死体も残ってないですし、あの代行者が回収しちまったみたいですね。
またかよ、あの甘。戦利品はきっちり上納するもんだろうが、組織の上下関係なめてんのか？
いやー、そんなわけのわからないものを押し付けられても困りますけどね。餅は餅や、化け物は化け物殺しにでいいじゃないですか。
だから、化け物殺しが化け物になったら困るんだよ。
True.
いい。てめえはしばらくここの監督だ。明日にはこの土地の持ち主様が来るから顔合わせとけ。俺は町の把握がてら真相の様子を見てくる。定時連絡。 忘れないようにな。
え、坊ちゃんが直々にそんな地味な肉体労働？俺の仕事ですよそれ。
死ぬほどクソだな、安藤。神祖の尾行なんざてめえに任せられるか。一日であの余裕だ。
ちゃん、そんなに俺を大切に。
まだ駒の替えがねえからな。死なれたら俺が疲れる。人員が増えたらてめえに任せるから安心しろ。
Okay.
まあそういう理由っすよね。でも坊ちゃんならうまくいくんですか？基本的に貧弱なただのクソガキですよね、坊ちゃん。
魔術だの秘跡だのに頼らない時点でてめえらよりマシだろうよ。ヨシンバ見つかってもあれとは顔見知りだ。殺されることはね。
There's a lot of hints being dropped here, I guess.
数奇表のボンボンが吸血鬼と顔見知りって、それスキャンダルどころの話じゃないですよね。
True. The boy ignores his subordinates blabbering and walks off into the night. He has reconnaissance to do, preparations to make, and afterwards a vampire princess to visit. A woman he met so long ago that she has all but faded from memory. Well, surely that's the end of the day, right? That has to be. There you go. Ooh, spicy. Spicy, spicy. Yep. Crimson Vestiges. Well, we'll get there next time. That's for sure. Okay. Awesome. There you go. That's it. That's a slightly longer session of Tsukihime, but I guess that maybe that makes up a little bit for the whole part last week. But yeah, this is now the first part in the quote-unquote guidelines area. So wish me luck, because if one of these gets like taken down, then you sadly won't see any of them, because I have to play it safe. But I'll try, see if it slides by. Hopefully it does, because I would like to keep doing it like this. But we'll see, and just hope for the best. But yeah, if you're watching this later on YouTube and you enjoyed it, press the thumbs up button, of course, and do subscribe not to miss out on future videos. Ring that notification bell. Again, I'm gonna try and keep this weekly. Last week there obviously wasn't one because NA anniversary kind of mixed things up by landing on the same day, but should be pretty weekly for the most part again. So we'll be back next week, starting day 6 on the CL route. Should be pretty good. And with that, shout out to my patrons on the screen right now for supporting the content. And otherwise, have a great rest of your day. And see you in the next video. Bye.